What's up, YouTube? Today I got some online racing for you in Forza Horizon 4, kicking it off in the Volkswagen Golf. Not quite sure what year this is, but I know it's old. I believe I have a V6 swap in here. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I got. So starting in S1, we got a cross-country, so definitely a little bit of a troll vehicle, if I do say so. A little golf racing against some Baja trucks and whatnot, so that is definitely my style. Got the downforce on here to keep it more balanced, and as you can see, we are flying away. If we keep this up, we're going to have an easy win on our hands here as we reach 50% completion. And that's all it takes, a little golf, and you're out here beating F-150 Raptors, you're beating Gymkhana vehicles and everything in between. So moving on to the next car, this one is actually a subscriber request from Beowulf. I apologize if I messed that up. Watch the Purple Guy 123's Pink Pig guide for A class. I believe he meant S1 class. Definitely a beast, and not that many people use it. So I watched that video, and basically he was just talking about how this car is crazy, unpredictable, and just overall a blast to drive, and just super quick, as you can see, just running away from the rest of the pack. So I actually love cars like this, cars that just don't feel like super modern and like just handle like they're on rails. Cars like this is like comparing Captain America to the Hulk. Captain America is like the prim and proper car that like handles super well and super easy to control, and this car is like the Hulk. This thing is just a screaming insanity. So with that being said, just smoking everybody in this thing. So very easy race there, no competition whatsoever. So starting off the next race in first place, so the game just giving me life on easy mode right now. So because of that, I'm actually not going to stay up in first. I'm actually going to pull over. I'm going to pull a Super GT move, or a Pro Gamer move. I'm going to pull over to the side here, going to let everyone go, and just see if I can make my way back up to first here. So starting down from 8th place, see, we got an Aventador, we got a BAC Mono, we got a off-road truck, which is props to him if he's trolling with that thing. So Lamborghini just going to smash me off wide, even though he's on my team. Not quite sure what he's doing. So going to move up here behind the Subaru. Again, he's going to give me a little tap as he somehow moves back up in front of me. And Subaru's going wide, and Lamborghini's just going to brake check me for no reason, and then push me off and make me miss the checkpoint. So so far things not going so well. When you put yourself near the back of the pack, you definitely have to deal with some of the less desirables when you're back here. So BAC Mono kind of not going to make up his mind whether he wants to let me pass or not. So just going to be patient here, because as you can see, he messes up on the next corner. So definitely a good tactic that I'll always recommend. Anyone giving you trouble, just give them a little bit of time. Odds are they're going to mess up. So usually no point in fighting with them. As we move up into 6th place, so we definitely got a nice little gap to cover here. So catching up to the Subaru, as you can see, he's seems to be messing up on pretty much all the corners, so just going to pass him quite easily and catch up to the rest of the guys here. We got the Gold Evo, we got a couple more guys. There's our friend in the Lamborghini. The Gold Evo, we were having some trouble with him throughout the races here. He was ramming Farmer Dan and some other guys. So as you can see, he's just not going to let me pass here. So again, going to follow my own advice, just give it some time, and he messes up the next corner. So here we are moving up into 3rd place as we near the end of the race here. So Farmer Dan up in 2nd place. So real sense of speed with this car as Farmer Dan goes into the wall. So going to move up into 2nd place. So being cocky at the starting, definitely not paying off for me. Although 2nd place isn't too bad. So moving on to the next race, as you can see, starting off behind our buddy in the Gold Evo. So even though this thing is rear-wheel drive, it still doesn't do too bad off the line, which is a good thing because, as you know, a lot of the rear-wheel drive cars just absolutely suck off the line. So easily passing the Subaru. So the Subarus and the Evos tend to not do very well in this game, at least in my experience, unless they're tuned very well. And even then, they still do not compete with the best of the cars. So easily up into first place, no issues there. So this car also handling pretty well as long as you aren't crazy on the gas and you hold it at about half throttle. And as you can see, easily taking another win in the Pink Pig. So on to the next car. This one is also a subscriber request from Stupid Gamer. So that is not me just calling them a stupid gamer. That is actually their gamer tag. So actually quite hilarious in my opinion. So the Range Rover Velar. So I see a lot of people using these street SUVs. Like, none of these SUVs in this game are really for off-roading. Like the Jeep Cherokee SRT. I don't know if it's in this game, but the Escalade that was in, I think, previous games, and you know, just a lot of these SUVs, the Dodge Durango, none of these are really for off-road. They're pretty much street SUVs. So when Stupid Gamer made this request, I didn't have much hope for it, but once you throw this thing on off-road suspension and you put the rally tires on it, it actually does quite well. So I was actually kind of shocked. They said it was a beast, and I kind of believe you now. So continuing on in the Velar, starting in second place. Subaru's just gonna not take off. Guess he forgot that we're racing here. So easily up in first place. Gonna see how much top end this vehicle has, see if there's anyone who will be able to catch up to me here. So pretty much the only one able to catch me so far is this Charger. And he's just going to smack into a car. I guess that might have been lag. Not quite sure what was going on there, but he doesn't have as much handling as this thing, so easily going to take my position back. And somehow he's still not catching up. So just going to cross my fingers here that I'll be able to hold on to this lead as we reach 170 miles an hour, so not too bad. So just checking where the checkpoint is. I don't want to mess it up like I've messed up a bunch of other free roam rushes by not paying attention to where I was going and thinking it was a different race. And so just forgetting there's a lake here. Once again, I always do that. So having to go around it here as we get caught up to by most likely the Charger. And not quite sure if I want to cut through the field or stay on the trail. As you see, teammate going to cut through the field, and it's going to be a close finish, moving down into second place, and it's going to be the Charger who takes the win. So fair game to him. Good show right at the end. So moving on to the next race, starting behind a NSX down in 6th place. So we got a Shelby Daytona, definitely a sweaty car for this type of event. And we got Farmer Dan up in first place in his Honda S2000 as I almost missed that checkpoint. So moving up into first place relatively quickly here. I love these tracks where it's just like a little trail. This is where Forza really shines for these rally events. So easily going to take the win in the Velar. So definitely a pretty decent vehicle for A-Class rally. So moving on to the next race, we got a B-Class off-road in the Miata. So pretty sure this thing has stock tires, and I just went with downforce and tire width instead in order to keep the horsepower high. So doing quite well so far. as we get into the little stunt part here. It's just going to go into the wall. So the problem with keeping the stock tires is that you're going to suffer big time in the snow. So as a result, guy in second place just going to smack me right in the back bumper. And we got some little competition here for first place. He's just going to get by me around that corner. And he's just going to go wide and end up in the wall, so just going to pass him on that inside line. So just managing to hold it together in the Miata, so not much competition after the first 1 or 2 laps. So on to the next race. Starting in 6th place, we got an Evo here in front of us. Just going to fly by him, no problem. And as you can see, the whole team, the whole lobby is just going to follow the road, and I'm just going to cut off by myself, creating my own way. That's the mood for 2021. Let's go. Look at that. No one even on the map at this point. So flying away from everybody. So not going to listen to the brake line there. Just going to cross the river and take the dirt trail at the end. So hard on the brakes as we make the left-hand turn. Almost clipping a tree. As you can see, this thing accelerating quite quickly for a B-class vehicle. I found the key to success in B-class is dumping the majority of your PI into power. Because as soon as you put rally tires on your B-class, it's just going to be slow. So skip the rally tires, go for street or sport or whichever one's lower, and then dump the majority of your PI into handling. Or if you really wanted to be gutsy, you could just stay with the stock tires, throw some downforce on there, and go about your business. So coming up to the S turns here, obviously not going to follow the road because I'm not a sucker. So going to take my time as we go down on the left-hand side, trying to avoid trees wherever I can. So instead of just flooring it, as I see most people doing when they're going through trees, just going to take my time, going to be very generous on the brakes. The worst thing you want to do is just floor it and have that spray and pray mentality, because 99% of the time you will hit a tree. So I was being cautious there and I still hit a tree. And that's going to be the win. So moving on to the next race, we got the Lego Porsche. Now when this thing is stock in S1 class, it is rear-wheel drive, and to be quite honest, it really sucks. So I decided, why not just try to max the thing out and go for it in S2. So all-wheel drive, completely maxed out here, and as you can see, this thing definitely sucks in the snow, as we are in 2nd place behind the Koenigsegg Jesko. So that guy must have all-wheel drive, otherwise that thing would be a disaster around the corners. So as you can see, this thing is actually quite decent as far as power goes, but definitely does not like the snow, as this thing is almost impossible to control. So as you can see, catching up to the Koenigsegg on the corners. I'm going to see if I can keep this momentum going as we almost smash into the plow. Just going to get past him on the left side here. And looks like we are both going to mess up that corner. As you can see, a blue guy making his way up into second. Almost going to ruin my race there, but just managing to save it. So feeling like I might have this in the bag as we go back onto the snow, so having to be cautious once again. But just hitting my favorite corner in the game. I always mess that corner up. Definitely a difficult spot, catches you off guard, and apparently I'm the only noob because I seem to be the only one who missed it. So going down from first all the way into fourth. So on to the next race, starting off in first place. Just going to take off quite nicely. Gonna see if I can hold it together on these corners. This thing just loves to slide in the snow. So red guy starting to catch up to me as I overshoot the corner. So just struggling with this Lego Porsche once again as the Jesco flies away from me here. I'm gonna see if I can make him move on this corner. Gaining on him a little bit. And he's gonna go a little bit wide, and I'm up the inside. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go right off the track, and he's going to go back up into first. And that's going to be it. So not able to take the win in the S2 Lego Porsche. But that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you liked the video. Please drop any more car recommendations in the comments section below. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. It helps the channel grow, helps with the algorithm. But that's all I got. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.